Dan Steven Erickson here. I just wanted to show you, I got my first tapestry for the studio. I got a couple more coming too, but this was the most fun. It was the biggest. Got it right over the desk. I've got my phone standing up on a music stand, and it's not very safe, so I'm just gonna do this one. Just wanted to show off the tapestry. Kind of cool, huh? Yeah, you all know where that is. Somewhere in England, I think. There were 4 guys that walked across the crosswalk on some album cover. Anyway, Dan Steven Erickson here. I'm gonna try to do another song for you. Ooh, that's an odd chord, but it's the one I'm gonna use. This is called Old Man Shoutin'. The temperature's rising, the tide is coming in, the storms are getting stronger, the preacher screams about sin. Well, do you really think anybody's listening? Do you really think anybody cares? God's just an old man shouting about things that he can't change. 'Cause if he could, you know he would put an end to all this pain. God's just an old man shouting. I said God's just an old man shouting. Well, the peons are getting poorer, the rich get rich and crack the whip. The preacher counts his tax exemption while God's conscience starts to slip. Do you really think he's listening? Do you really think he cares? Well, God's just an old man shouting about things that he can't change. 'Cause if he could, you know he would put an end to all this pain. I tell you, God's just an old man shouting. God's just an old man shouting. Get off my lawn. Well, men took a book and made it a doctrine, taught fear and hate to men on earth. God stood by and didn't lift a finger. Now preachers are preaching about rebirth. Meanwhile, the planet is on fire. God's just an old man shouting about things that he can't change. 'Cause if he could, you know he would put an end to all this pain. Yeah, God's just an old man shouting. God's just an old man shouting. I tell you, God's just an old man shouting. God's just an old man shouting. All right, a little bit about that song. Well, you know, I think you heard the words, but it's a 1-chord song. Well, there's 2 variations of the same chord, basically. And so I want to say it took me 40 years to really figure out how to write a good 1-chord song. It's not as easy as you might think. You know, 2, 3, a little easier, but when you get down to 1, it's a whole new challenge. So I have a handful of them in my catalog now, and you'll hear some more along the way, but that is God's just an old man shouting. Actually, I think I call it just old man shouting. And I'm Dan Erickson, songwriter. You can subscribe to the channel, or you can do both. Don't just do one or the other. Subscribe to the channel and check out my website at danstevenerickson.com. This is the Dan Steven Erickson YouTube channel and danstevenerickson.com. I'm on Facebook and other places across the interwebs. And back one more time to the brand new tapestry. You know, some album from a long time ago. I don't remember what it was. Do you guys know? Anyway, I'll see you next time. Have a good day, man.